Go. I'd like to call this park board meeting for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 to order. First item on this night's agenda is the approval of the December 2nd, 2024 meeting minutes. Copies of those minutes should have been received by each member. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I also, motion carries. Next item on tonight's agenda is the election of officers for 2025. I believe the city attorney's going to handle that. Nope. Okay. I guess I open the floor up to nominations for president.
I make a motion, Tim Schrader for president.
I'll second that.
Moved by Mr. Dietrich and second by Mr. Probst. Tim Schrader, park board president for 2025. All those in favor? Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
And I will abstain. Do we need to go through vice president, secretary, member?
Just vice president.
Okay. Need a motion for the vice president of the park board for 2025. I motion for Mr. Burton to be vice president.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Schrader, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor? Mr. Burton? Mr. Campbell, I'm sorry. Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Probst?
Aye.
I'm I also. Mr. Burton abstained. Motion carries. Okay, moving on to the attorney's report now. Oh, planning commission. Yeah, I need to appoint a member of the park board to the 2025 planning commission. Does anybody have any nominations?
Michael Probst.
I'll second that. Mr. Probst has been nominated to be the planning commission member for representative from the park board for 2025 by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Schrader. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Schrader votes yes, and Mr. Probst abstained.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Now we move on to the attorney report.
First item for consideration is preventative maintenance agreement with Sexton Mechanical for the community center for $10,439.25. Questions?
Standard one we've been doing for several years, right?
Correct.
Maybe. Questions for Rob on this? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the preventative maintenance contract with Sexton Mechanical for service at the Greenwood Community Center.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Burton. All in favor, Mr. Probst.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a use agreement with Aspire Johnson County for use of the Greenwood Fieldhouse for a luncheon with the Greenwood Mayor.
February 20th, State of the City, for the mayor, Spire, host this. I think this will be our field house is potentially third State of the City for your guys' consideration.
Questions or comments?
Went really well last year.
Did. Place looked amazing last year.
Is it going to be basically the same format as it was last year?
Yeah, I don't see a reason to change it.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the contract use agreement with Aspire Johnson County for use of the Greenwood Fieldhouse for the state of the city address.
So moved.
Second that.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Probst. All those in favor, Mr. Probst.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a use agreement with Aspire Johnson County for the Greenwood Freedom Park pickleball courts for a corporate pickleball tournament.
We met with Aspire to discuss the term a little bit. Basically, to get a little better understanding of what they're wanting. They're wanting to use the courts. I as Terry said, September 25th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. For their members, Aspire Johnson County's members for a network opportunity, have a pickleball kind of tournament utilizing our facility at Freedom Park. Basic on meeting with them, there is no admission fee. There will be amplified sound, but I think it's, that is the reason why we have those courts out there, to be able to host rentals like this and events. I think it'll be good for the park. It'll also be good for Aspire Johnson County.
Questions, comments, Rob? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Aspire Johnson County for use of the Freedom Park pickleball courts in September of this year for their tournament.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Prost. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is use agreement with Hitters and Heroes Beat Baseball to use the Freedom Springs soccer fields for their line baseball tournament.
I don't know how many years we've done this. This is not a new rental. We've done this organization several years now. They also like the facility. They take care of it. No conflicts with the scheduling either.
Questions, comments? Is that an issue having that in late April like that? Or
I mean, we have it to where the ground conditions
Yeah.
are susceptible to damage. We have the authority to go in
and doing it on the soccer fields,
talk to the renter.
it's probably easier to get.
We will keep an eye on that. That is a concern.
Anything else? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Hitters and Hero Beat Baseball for a baseball round robin baseball tournament in April of this year.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Prost, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Prost?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a Strides for Tacoma use agreement for the use of the amphitheater for nonprofit fundraiser.
Third, fourth year, second year. We had this at the amphitheater. They have it at the amphitheater because they like the stage set up. They end up doing a walk around the amphitheater as well. It's got live music, food trucks, games. Looks like it's July 25th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The only thing with this, we did have one issue. We had an event that was after this event, and we're going to make sure in our contract or use agreement that anything that's up for our summer concert series that's not to be interfered with, because it's somewhat labor intensive for us to put all that back up. So I believe this is on Friday, if I'm correct. So last year it wasn't a huge deal, but there was some banners and things that we had to go back up and reinstall quickly for the summer concert series. So we're going to make sure in the use agreement that anything that's up pre their event for the summer concert series stays intact. So it doesn't. Other than that, we didn't have the other issues as far as the grounds were in good condition. It was a good event.
Questions or comments for Rob?
Sarcoma.
Cancer.
Sarcoma is a form of cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. No questions or comments for Rob? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Strides for Sarcoma for use of Greenwood Amphitheater.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
So it was a corporate sponsorship agreement with Winters Plumbing, which is a subsidiary, I understand, of Max Service Group for the 2025 Freedom Springs Aquatic Center seasons.
Winter's Plumbing is. No, Winter's Plumbing is next for Max Service Group. You have it right, but it's Williams Comfort Air. Mr. Plumber, our part of Max Service.
So I have Winters Plumbing, so that I should change that. I might use agreement.
Yeah, we just have Max Service. Group
Is
on
that the
this.
one you just
But
drafted?
it's Max Service Group,
Yeah,
but that's their,
Yeah, you did the agreement like earlier in December for this one. It's for a umbrella.
Okay.
Winter's Plumbing is supposed to be here.
All right.
yeah. This just says Max Service.
Okay.
And this is
I didn't
for
find it.
umbrella partner and
Thanks.
looks like Kid City Lighted Trail partner also. Is that correct?
yes. Yeah, the large umbrella, Kid City Christmas, and the city will include a sponsor, will include a home tip in our newsletter, our monthly newsletter. So this will be kind of a bullet point at the bottom, provide, hey, change your air filters once a month, whatever, especially during high usage or something like that.
I like that. That's nice.
And it's something
Little
that, we're very flexible on, but, make sure you guys are aware and have your considerations on that.
Is this our first partnership agreement with them?
Yes,
I don't remember their name.
it is.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything else? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the partnership agreement with Max Service Group for sponsorship opportunities at the Freedom Springs and the Christmas Lighted Trail.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Burton. All those in favor, Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Probst,
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is the use agreement with Sertoma Club for their annual Lamb Fest at Crest Park.
August 16th, 11 a.m.
14 years.
to 8:30 p.m. I'm assuming that's not going to be 8:30 a.m.
just gonna ask.
So
14
if you guys got any questions, happy to try to answer. But at this point in time, all board members, community, everybody knows what Lamb Fest is. They Craig Park hosts.
Yes, yeah, it is. It really built up quite an event out there. And a good partner, right?
Yeah, I can remember the first one. I remember working the first one, and it's grown. I mean, it's
Come a long way.
grown.
Okay, anybody have anything else? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with Greenwood Sertoma Club for this year's Wham Fest at Craig Park.
So moved.
Second that.
They're moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Probst. All those in favor, Mr. Probst.
Aye.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is the sponsorship agreement with Franciscan Alliance for the 2025 Summer Concert Series.
I believe last year we had Johnson Memorial was our summer concert series partner. They, as you do, they decided to move direction this year. Quickly to step up was Franciscan Alliance to foot the bill for the summer concert series partner. It's valued at $5,000.
Yes, it is. Questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the partnership agreement with Franciscan Alliance for sponsorship of this year's summer concert series.
So moved. Second.
Been moved by Mr. Probst, second by Mr. Burton. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a contract for services agreement with America Clean and Seal. Certain work to be done at the Freedom Springs Aquatic Park.
Yep, so as you guys know, each year, we have a pool shell painted every single year. And they are on a 3-year rotation. The last 3-year contract we had obviously expired 2024. So to make sure that we're on top of the pool maintenance, what you guys have in front of us is the company that we've used from the very beginning of Freedom Springs, American Clean Seal, to collect, make sure they're pre-prepping the surfaces for painting and then painting as well. So the costs in that are the lap pool for $29,802, the Lazy River $51,968, and the Leisure Pool $22,216. I believe we just finished painting the lap pool. So it's either going to be the Lazy River or the Leisure Pool that will be ready to be painted with consideration of this proposal at the fall of this year.
You're doing it in the fall? Is that right?
Yeah, so this company really bends over backwards to work with the city. We like to make sure, because of an aquatics facility, you don't have much time in the spring, right?
Yeah, sure.
They understand that. So to make sure that the body gets painted and maintained, they'll do it right after we close in the fall. They'll hold that invoice until January 1 the next year. They'll invoice us. We make sure it's paid.
So this is for all 3 areas, right?
Correct, but we paint one body of water, one pool each year.
So it's a 3-year contract,
Yeah.
one section per year,
One shell per year, yeah.
one shell per year.
Correct. And they're on a 3-year rotation. So after 2027, something like this will be coming to us again. They just re-upping that.
How long does it take to do the Lazy River? That's the longest one, right?
Yeah, I mean, either that or, I mean,
We-
from a surface area, the lap pool's pretty big. So, yeah, I don't know. Lazy River, I don't know. I know I think the lap pool holds more gallons of water than the Lazy River. By a lot.
But it's just square.
Right. 13 foot deep.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, comments, Rob? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the service agreement with American Clean and Seal for work at Greenwood, Freedom Springs.
Moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. Calls in favor, Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I am also, motion carries.
Next item is a professional services agreement with Landworks Engineering to provide design services related to pedestrian bridges at over Pleasant Creek and West Side Park and the Sports Park.
I think sometime last year, we gave you guys a bridge study. We completed the bridge study, and the byproduct of that was we have some bridge in our golfers that we currently have in our inventory that we're going to be able to reutilize. And then there are also some existing bridges that need to be replaced. So now the next stage of that is putting the design services and the CDs, construction documents together in order to be able to deliver those to a contractor, either or preparing for a bid process for that bridge replacement or new installation, or to gain proposals from those documents. So for $53,450, that includes the design services for the removal and relocation of the pedestrian bridge at Summerfield Park, and to be relocated at West Side Park. down at the main parking lot. The reason being is that the span at West Side Park, Summerfield Park, the one that's currently being used, that span is applicable for the span needed for West Side Park, and that bridge was determined needs to be removed out of service
The front-
due to structural.
The front bridge in West Side Park?
Correct.
So
So
you,
that's $53,450.
so your plan is, again, I think I'm just repeating what you
No,
said.
you're
You're
good.
moving the bridge from Summerfield to replace the front bridge at West Side.
Correct.
And then you're also designing.
Abutments,
Yes,
concrete abutments at West Side Park,
right,
not Summerfield.
okay, what about Sports Park?
We're good. there.
Sorry.
You're good. So that's $53,450.
Yeah.
$31,500 for the services for the design and location of the abutments, replacement of a refurbished pedestrian bridge over Grassy Creek at the Greenwood Sports Park. There are two bridges at Summerfield Park. One's on the ground, one's being used. We're gonna take one of those bridges there, that the span will meet the requirement for the sports park, Grassy Creek, just north of the vehicular entrance. And that 31.5 includes the relocation of that bridge, the refurbishment of that bridge, and the concrete abutments, design services for $31,500. Everyone's with me so far?
Well, the Summerfield Bridge is being relocated to West Side. I didn't hear you say refurbishment in that number.
For which one?
The one they're gonna move over to West Side.
From Summerfield.
The bridge from Summerfield to West Side?
Yeah.
The bridge itself doesn't need to be refurbished. To the extent that this one needs to be.
It's not near as old, right?
But it's gonna get painted and
Well, you don't paint those bridges. They're made to patina and rust.
really,
Yes.
okay, cool. I like that.
To a certain degree, not the one that we're on the West Side. That's
Yeah, the
going
one
a little bit too far.
The one at West Side is without a doubt the oldest in your system, probably.
In that front parking lot,
Yes.
yeah, it needs to be here.
Did I read something in here about the bridge at Northwest?
Yes.
Okay, am I jumping ahead again?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
And you took the bridge you removed from Summerfield, isn't that sitting out of Northwest? Didn't you take a bridge from Summerfield and
Yeah,
relocate it
so
somewhere?
there is a bridge sitting at Summerfield in the very southern part of the park.
Okay.
And there's currently a bridge in use at Summerfield Park, and that's part of this equation as well. Now, there are two bridges at Northwest Park. One is an old bridge from Old City Park.
Yep.
And the other one is a bridge from Old City Park as well. And they're both sitting at the property next to Northwest Park.
Okay.
And those two have been assessed with potential use for the Northwest Annex next to see if they are applicable.
But that's not part of this.
It is,
Oh, is it part of this?
yeah,
Oh, so the assessment of those bridges is part of this? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay,
yes.
okay,
So
clear.
yeah,
You know what's going on.
yeah. For $71,455 for design services for the crossing at Pleasant Creek. It's approximately 1,000 feet west and north of Northwest Park and 1300 Fry Road. The total of $108,300.
Okay. So this is just the design work, correct?
Correct.
This doesn't actually include any new bridges.
Correct. It does not include new bridges.
Okay.
Because that initial study that we did was to determine to make sure, to hope, that we didn't need to buy new bridges. So we had what we needed, whether it be a relocation effort or it's sitting on the ground somewhere that we inventoried, that we would be able to put into use.
I know we spoke briefly about this in the fall, so I apologize if I'm going over all this again. I just don't remember all the particulars.
Fine.
So what new bridges do you have to buy a new bridge for the sports park?
No, it's already in Summerfield.
Okay.
And then you're gonna say, within that price as well.
Yeah.
There was an old railroad car
Uh-huh.
as a temporary construction crossing at the sports park. You guys remember that?
That was the tube.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
huge structural steel.
Yep.
Let's say indicatively it's that thick, right? It hasn't gone away. We still own that. The city still owns that. So we are going to repurpose that. It's been cut in half. Not linearly, but bisect wise. So it's two halves. And before we did that, we made sure that that was going to meet the flow requirements from the Johnson County Flood Board. When we remove that restrictive bridge crossing at Summerfield Park, Summerfield Park's a two-stage ditch.
Mhm.
But where it's at the bridge, it's not. If it chokes down automatically, then it goes back to a two-stage ditch. We're gonna be able to put those pipes, railroad crossings in there. And so therefore it creates a land bridge, allows him to get back and forth with his equipment now without having to go into that neighborhood because they can't get to the west side of that creek to mow it. They can't maintain it very well.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Okay,
Now that I know
correct.
what we're gonna do for a bridge out there, we're actually gonna make a land
Yeah.
bridge.
So Summerfield, when all this gets done, will not have necessarily a bridge, it'll have a land bridge with abutments on the side for fall risks, things like that. It'll be wide enough that you can drive a tractor on top of
Or a truck or whatever, and that's gonna be a permanent structure now,
it.
right?
Correct.
Those
They're not going anywhere.
train cars that cut
Not
into,
like, they won't go.
makes a lot more sense now.
You said you saved the two bridges from Old City Park.
Yes,
One of those wasn't that one just a
Ivy,
I-beams? that
Still there.
We slapped, you guys still got that?
still
Okay.
got
Okay, that was put together a long time ago.
it, still there. It's still together.
Well, yeah, we put it together.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hey, I do want to commend the staff for recycling and repurposing as much of this as you could, instead of just, well, we gotta get rid of it, get new stuff.
Right.
This is,
This sounds like we're saving a tremendous amount of money, not having to
Purchase.
Principally, bridges as a structure, very expensive.
Yeah. So
if you have something, structural integrity, which has been assessed, it's still good, keep them. If you got a place for them, and we do, so, we're gonna hopefully forget it.
again, appreciate the effort of the staff.
Yep, no problem. Sorry if that was confusing, but that was the best way I could break it down.
I would have been understood quicker if we started with the land bridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's okay. We got there.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? No? No. Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the professional design services contract with Landworks Engineering for the bridge work in the city parks.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item is a professional service agreement with Hitchcock Design Group for landscape architectural services related to the West Park Court renovations.
So very similarly, what we did with Craig Park, we assessed the tennis courts. We had, I think they ended up saying that 5 overlays of asphalt on top of those. It was time, right? So we stripped those courts down, built up a new base, new fence, created a new court system up there, essentially. West Side Park is teed up for that as well. It's been in our CIP plan for several years to do this. Hitchcock Design Services, Craig Parks as well. A little bit more of a scope here. I've asked Hitchcock to find some space inefficiencies down there. We've got a funny little notch and the outfield fence, we kind of like to get rid of and clean up. Maybe there's some space that we could find in there to make it a little bit more efficient. So they're going to do that. We're also going to do the basketball courts as well. One fell swoop, get a clean service and get these things rebuilt and hopefully last another 30, 40 years. Is the idea. So Hitchcock Design Services for $55,290.
Are they gonna be looking at drainage underneath those?
Yeah, they'll do all the drainage.
Because I don't think those courts have any.
Yeah,
I think
well,
the asphalt is just like,
that might explain.
yeah, that probably explain why you've got such.
Yep. So they'll do a space analysis down there, some efficiencies. They'll also prepare the construction documents and prepare for a bid as well.
This is all gonna be done this year?
The design services will, then once that gets turned around, we'll definitely just try to get it out to bid and see how much weather we got left. And that crazy more in January, but it's the reality.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the design services contract with Hitchcock Design Group for work on the West Side Park tennis and basketball court.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor? Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Well, I do want to say one more thing on that is it will be similar to how we did Craig. And what I mean by that is the bid did not include the demo. So I plan on still going out independently and obtaining demo quotes to take those out, just like we did Craig. So it will be an independent proposal.
Yeah, you're updating the lighting. Bet you can't put any pickleball courts out there. I don't think you've got the room.
That's going to be part of that study.
Let's see if they
For
got
years.
the-
Yeah, we're just going to see what we can do, what we can't do. How much space is actually there.
It's like a bring your mind. All right, thank you. I believe that's everything on the attorney's report?
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the assignment of professional services. Looks like with Lehman and Lehman. Got a contract in front of them?
Yeah, so we did the original contract, Lyman and Layman, to do our impact fee study. You start those studies like a year ago. Still ongoing, it is on the back end of wrapping up, but in the interim of that time, when we entered that contract with Chuck Lyman, he has sold his business. Chuck Lyman is still Chuck Lyman, he's still saying he's still doing the same. However, he's going to do it now under V3. So this just is a reassignment of the contract. So we now get invoiced here probably soon when our impact fees for V3. We've got a contract.
Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the assignment of professional services agreement with Lehman and Lehman.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Probst.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries. So on the agenda is the Greenwood Parks Foundation report that we have tonight.
Foundation's everything report. As you guys have any questions?
Okay. Controllers report. I believe Greg is still here. New year, new numbers.
Yeah, this is last year's numbers too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep
So,
forgetting.
So year-end numbers here look really good. Your operating fund, we actually ended up underspending revenues by about 1.2 million. Part of that is we do have some encumbrances on there related to some sports park items that we cleaned up this year. But end of the day, it's really nice. We're sitting on just under 4.9 million in that account. I know we got some big capital projects coming that will be very helpful. Page 2 there, your food and beverage tax. Again, we're underspending revenues, just over $4 million in that account. Always a good place to be. S&R, also underspent revenues so far for the year. Again, as mentioned, pretty much every meeting, that's the one we charge for some programs, spend the money on the programs when they occur, so that's going to fluctuate throughout the course of the year. Finally, your impact fees, we did spend down some of that with some of our projects this year, particularly at the pickleball courts. That was a big chunk out of there this year. Again, we've got a lot of development coming. You'll see that going up quite a bit probably during 25 as those permits start getting paid. We collect on those, so you'll see some good dollars flowing in there, and then projects being funded with it.
Questions for Brett?
Sounds good.
Sounds great. Thank
We're
you.
in good shape.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Parks report.
I believe you got my report in front of you. Any questions you want to have it answered? The only update I can give you is the staff has been real busy. Keeping sidewalks, parking lots clear. First year.
Yeah, I saw them out working hard last week.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, it's nice when you have the right equipment.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Such as what?
Oh, I don't know, snow blowers, plows, pickup trucks, shovels. I can only drink. No, appreciate you guys' hard work. Right here. Thanks, sir. Next item on the agenda is the trails. Anything on trails?
So I do have an update on that. So the AES trail, it is still, I'm still grinding on that. So it went with, the state required hydrological analysis to be done on that watershed.
Yeah.
You guys was presented for the additional services for Fleet Span and Brink to have that done. It got executed. They did it. It went back to the state reviewed it, and then came back and said, we're going to request you get more easement to obtain for that hydrological study. So as you guys know, we acquired, I think over 15 easements in that, which in itself was a process, right? So now I've got to get back with Fleece. I just got back from break. We all did. So I'm getting all this information. I got to get back to Fleece Man and Break to determine, I think it's on the north side near County Line Road. I need more easement to accommodate the state's request for this hydrological study. So I'm telling you this because it's something I'm going to be working on, and I'm probably going to be presenting to you some fashion of form for approval or something that the state is requiring our consultant to liaison to us, tell us that we have this done.
How many more easements do you know?
I
So,
don't know. I don't mean like. I don't know.
Easements from who?
Same people?
It'll be it's probably going to be private residents. It's going to have to be because the only place we're going to need an easement for is going to be around a pinch point, which is going to be around a bridge. There's only 2 bridges on this trail, up north and down south, and the one down south is all city agreement property. We certainly don't need any permission there, so it's definitely going to be up north.
Okay. Don't sound too bad.
Look, at the end of the day, it's going to be a good project. We knew this wasn't going to be easy. I knew this wasn't going to be easy. We'll stick with it. We'll keep grinding it out. Maybe one of those things. We just keep going. And next thing you know, you're there, and then we'll get this thing up to speed.
no, you're exactly right. When it's all said and done, it's good. Great. Yeah, but the process.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it. Okay, thank you for the
But I
information.
will keep you updated.
Appreciate that. Recreation report.
You have a copy of our report. You should also have a copy of this month's newsletter. Just busy planning for the summer. So.
How much are the tickets for the Pacers night?
They're different prices. I think they range from anywhere from like $20 to $60.
Okay.
Depending on where you want to sit at.
What, no floor seats?
I mean, if we can try to make it happen. I'll go with it.
I bet you would.
Count me in. Okay. Are we contractually obligated to have Taste Like Chicken play every summer with us? Is there something I didn't know about?
If you look at yearly beer and wine sales, you probably know why we bring them back.
I know. Is Vic still with them?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, they're a good band. I'm sorry. Anybody have anything for Nick? Okay, thank you, Nick. Fieldhouse report. John's here.
You guys have a copy of The Belch report, it's busy. It's snowy out. Everyone wants to be inside. Everyone's tired of being cooped up, so we're busy. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I did want to bring up that we did have, last time we all spoke, it was your consideration, because you guys did approve or voted to allow us to host the Woodman Power Cheer group. They did their youth cheer showcase. Just here to tell you guys that, inform you guys it went well. It was a success. They were extremely punctual on arriving and leaving. They're a really respectful facility. They cleaned up. My staff were told me they cleaned up incredibly well after themselves. They gave themselves enough time. They rented before and after their event, so they were able to do it all. They followed guidelines, so no. We talked about the alcohol. They didn't bring any. I think their raffle was a success. Internal revenue generation there. I think their food, it was a little crowded. It went over fine. Again, there's no spills, no accidents, nothing bad, but possibly next year, maybe pushing them to say, we need to get a room for that food to be designated for that room only. It was quite a lot to have all in one gym. But it went well, so. Yeah.
That's
Well,
good to hear.
It is good to hear, yeah. Like with any other group, it's a newbie.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a growing pains and adjustments. So we appreciate the staff making the adjustments and you guys working with them and the update. So we'll see what happens next year. Hopefully they feel the same way.
I think so.
Okay, anybody got anything for John?
John, do we make any follow-up calls to these organizations that rent from us just for satisfaction survey or anything like that?
Generally, no. If you were gonna rent for your kids' baseball team to come in and use our auxiliary turf to have a practice, I'm not gonna call every renter, follow up with them. But for this one, I actually did call and just say, hey, everything went really well. It was like that following Monday after I checked out everything went well. We loved having you guys. They stayed after and they asked they just swept and mopped. Did a great job. So I just told them we really appreciated them adhering to everything and they were appreciative as well.
That's good. It's good. I like building relationships with these larger groups that can come back.
Thank you, John. Community Center report. Sharon's here.
You guys have my report if you have any questions. As John said, we are extremely busy. January is probably our busiest month.
Yeah.
January, February. Lots of little ones running around. Bigger ones are at school, so that's kind of nice. But we're busy.
I got anything for Sharon? Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it. Business from the public. Got a Girl Scout project at Freedom Park. I'm assuming this is.
Yeah, Jen, you want to present this? It's a Girl Scout project. Jen worked. I was out. Jen worked. So.
It's a Girl Scout. Her name's Valeria Aris, and she is doing her Gold Award, which is similar to like a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout Award. So she had this idea for a sports locker to put in one of our parks, which is the concept of it is just like a little free library, only she wants to do with sporting goods. So we worked with her, Rob and I worked with her on the design, the materials, so hopefully they would be long lasting. It's all made out of cedar. We collectively came up with a location for it. She poured the concrete pad. She has now placed the structure on it. I think she's just waiting for the weather to break to actually start filling it with things. So that's why it's currently cautioned off, but that's not her long-term intent. So she did install it in December, and I think she's gonna, like I said, with the weather break, she'll start filling it with things like tennis rackets and basically anything you can do outside. So the idea is for it to take something, leave something, borrow it, put it back, take it home if you want to, and she's gonna keep track of stocking it for a while. We're gonna help out with lost and found things that never get claimed. I think it'll be a neat project.
It's different.
We'll see.
Yeah. I like the idea, the concept, and it looks like she did a nice job on the construction, so
Yeah.
appreciate
She
you.
was really quick, really, really easy to work with.
For the kids that can't afford some of that equipment, that's awesome.
Exactly.
How old was she, or is she?
I wanna say, she's either a junior or senior in high school.
It's a nice project.
I would.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I was gonna say she was 12.
I don't think you're that old when you're old.
I had no idea. It tells you how good I am at that. Look at me, I had no clue.
Okay. And, we got something here about Aaron's 2025 scope of work.
Hirings.
Hiram, sorry.
We got the proposal today, for your consideration. Upon legal review, legal has not had a chance to review this as well. This is their annual, it's $1,000, for the Parks and Recreation, it's $1,000 a month. It's just, they help us with public relations, media releases, things like that. Digital marketing, public outreach, you guys get it. I give you an example recently what they did. Just wrapped up with them, I worked with on, we wrote an article for Indiana Parks and Recreation. We submitted an article on the pickleball courts, how that process went, how successful it's been. So they helped help that and edit that submission to Indiana Parks and Recreation magazine. So it's good. It's about that public relations, kind of help us make sure we're putting a polished touch on everything that we release out to the public.
Okay. Is this something we need to approve tonight?
Yeah, please.
Is that contingent upon legals?
I think it's typically how we do it, when he hasn't had a chance to look at it.
So we just
Upon their review.
vote to approve it upon. Yeah, after.
Terms and conditions.
Thank you. Conditions.
Typically like to walk things on, but this is something that's very standardized. We've done this like the last 4 years, I think.
Okay, so I guess I need a motion to approve the scope of work for 2025 with Hirons, contingent upon review and approval from legal.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burt, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries. You need to see this. Or you get it.
No.
Any other business from the Park Board? Okay, members should receive a claim in their packets. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? Hearing none, they will stand as presented. And if there's no more business come before this board tonight, this meeting is adjourned.